everyone, welcome to Ask an Armourer and welcome back to my Louisville NAC vlog. This is part 2 of my vlog and I am going to start covering the actual days of competition. So these are going to be both check-ins where people come up to us at the armory to get their equipment checked before they are allowed to fence, as well as strip calls, so anything that goes wrong during fencing and we need to go out and fix it. So I hope you're enjoying and stay tuned as we get started on this.
Action.
Alright everyone, here we are on actual day 1 of the tournament. It is Friday morning. It is right about 6:40 right now, so the fencers are not yet allowed into the venue. They're not allowed in until 7 o'clock. So we are just here. We are setting up all of our stations. We are making sure that the machines are on and ready to go, also set for epee for the first thing this morning, and all that the remotes are actually synced in. So we're going to finish getting ourselves set up and then ready to go for the onslaught.
Cut.
Okay everyone, as you can see and hear behind me, fencing has now gotten started, and I have, I think, figured out the mystery as to why our first morning lineup has already cleared out by 8:30. So yes, we did clear many people yesterday, which was great. But also, Div 1 men's foil, which has about 280 competitors in it right now, has been flighted. So only the first 180 are actually here and fencing right now. The others are waiting for all of them to be done. So that would explain a fair chunk of those ones. But yeah, I guess they just had to do a couple events that are flighted like that. I think junior women's foil is also flighted later today, just to make sure we have enough piece and enough referees. So it makes our lives slightly easier, but famous last words, right? So keep your fingers crossed, knock on wood, and we're just going to keep taking care of what we need to take care of as it comes up. So it is just about 1:30 or so now. I've gotten back from lunch. As you can see, the tournament continues apace, and right now we are almost all the way through with the checks we expect for the day. We have a couple more events that close at 2 o'clock, but most people have probably already been to see us. In terms of strip calls, there hasn't been a whole lot. Few reels that went down, few grounding cords that need to be replaced, except we found our problem child, which is F4. That one, a few of the panels at the back end had actually fully separated and were not in great shape. So we had to rearrange the panels a little bit in order to get them all to play again nicely together. And we'll be keeping an eye on that one for the next few days. Otherwise, things seem to be going pretty smoothly so far, so fingers crossed it keeps going that way. Alright everyone, it is now just about 6:30 or so. I actually was off today at about 5 o'clock. It was really nice. It was my early day to end. But as per my want, I stuck around the fencing arena anyways, just to watch some more fencing, chit-chat with some people, which was fun. Just watch some of the Div 1 men's foil finales, so those are always exciting. The fencers are really good and the emotions are running high, so it's always just really fun to be in that atmosphere. But yeah, overall the day has gone very smoothly. We had most of our strip calls this morning, which is what we expected, sort of things kind of shaking out into place. We had a fairly steady line of checks all through the day, which is good because it means tomorrow is likely to be much lighter, as most people will probably have figured out all their stuff today, which will be good for us. And yeah, so I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to go head out and find some dinner, and then since I've got a bit of an early evening, probably going to take it really nice and slow and relaxed to catch up on some sleep and be ready for another long day tomorrow. Alright everyone, good morning. We are here on Saturday, day 2 of competition, day 4 for me, or 5 if you include travel day. So we are just in here. It's probably about 6:45. No fencers are allowed in yet, so we're just getting all the machines turned on, station set up, hot glue gun plugged in, kettle also plugged in because I did not get a decent cup of tea this morning, and we are going to rectify that right now. And yeah, I am hoping that the rush is not going to be super massive this morning, as we had a lot of people come do early checks, but you never know. This is the biggest day for number of registrants, so there's probably still going to be a fair number. So let's go finish getting set up, and then we will see what we get. Alright, first piece call of the day. This is back to our argumentative one from yesterday, F4. Apparently the pieces have come apart yet again, so I am going to go follow along to watch our indomitable crew coming down and see if we can't put it back together. So you can see right there, here, that's where the seam is split. So as you can see, they're peeling it back so we get to that area that's actually broken. Well, it's not broken, it's just come separated. So we're going to take it off, move them back, and then put them back down. Hopefully it'll stay put this time. Here we have all the pieces now back together, and we are just reapplying the carpet tape that we put on the bottom of these so that there's actually a bit of grip to hold these down. These concrete floors are great because they're pretty much impermeable, but they're also very slippery. They actually have a coating on them, I believe, that allows them to be washed more easily and prevents things from sticking to them. So we put the carpet tape down on to provide a bit of stick. And now, as you've seen before on my channel, we have had nice kicking of the piece to make sure it stays grounded all the way down. Stomp it down to make sure the tape actually sticks. Now we'll see how long this lasts. And as we continue through the day, you can see we are continually doing checks. So here's just a little sample of what I do when someone comes up to my station. I typically start with the larger items, the lame, the mast, those kinds of ones, and also all of the ones that are the lame material, just so I only have to switch modes on my test box once. Alright, so we have a reel that the brake is coming on too fast, and especially when Saber is here, that's not good. So we're going to open it up and see what it looks like.
You can see the wide amount of brake that's been used, and you can see all the stuff. I'm going to see if we have a brake. Okay. I'm just going to replace the brake. I'm not going to do.
So as you can all see, you probably heard, all of this dust came from the brake. So we just have to replace this now.
Oh.
Also, how to tell when armorers are bored. You got one actually working on it, one watching, two watching, and three watching behind the camera. So what's happening now is, rather than replace the entire brake system, because most of the hardware is good, he is just removing that old pad that's kind of gotten beveled at an angle, and he's going to swap the directionality of it so that the back end, which is still fully sized, will be the one that is causing the braking system and will have a better grip. Alright, and now we have gotten up to one armor repairing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you wonder where my sense of fashion comes from in the armory, jeans and a black t-shirt, jeans and a black t-shirt, jeans and a black t-shirt, both jeans and black t-shirts. I am in leggings. and a black t-shirt, just for a little variety. Alright, so everyone, as you can see, he's got the 3-prong end open up here. He's just preparing his wire and stripping off the insulation casing, twisting the ends together. You've all seen me do those in my videos, just to make sure that it goes into those prongs a little bit more easily. And then you just pop the cap on, exact same as you would do for a epee body cord, because floor cords are just really, really long epee body cords. So, there you go. Alright everyone, while we got a little bit of quiet time going on, as you can see, there's no lineup and everybody is happily fencing. I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of the armory, and especially for my Canadian friends, kind of show you the differences between the scope of these ones and the ones that I do up there, as well as for everybody, show you what our actual workspace looks like. So you're all familiar with this front row up here. This is where we all have our checking stations and where we will greet you to happily check your stuff and sadly fail it sometimes in the mornings. Then all up and down this side, you can see we've got some extra equipment. That's some new cords that came in, various other things that we're working on and need to fix, and basically all that over here. You come to the back, you have one of the crates. This holds reels. So again, you can see it is fairly empty now, but this was stacked up very full of all the reels we need. We still have some in here that we haven't bothered to pull out because we don't need them yet, but they're here when we do. Moving on over to the middle, you can see more floor cords. Those are all checked, tagged, and ready to go. We have a grab bag. I've talked about these before. And these are all reels, again, that we have checked and are ready for strip calls. This little piece of paper here, we are tracking strip calls to see what breaks where, kind of thing. And extra grounding wires and remotes as we need them. Moving over here, tea and snack station. This is how we fuel ourselves to keep us going through the long, long hours of armory. Additional remotes and batteries, and some backup stamps and taggers as we need them. Oh, and the hot glue gun for fixing masks. Behind us, you can see arranged all of our toolboxes. So, there's Brian there working on some floor cords, but all of our additional tools get stored back here, along with another bin. Don't know what was in that one, but another bin. And another bin with additional supplies. And another bin with additional supplies, and yet a third bin with additional supplies. And then up here we've got a couple of our crates of pieces. I believe this one they're loading up for wheelchair fencing. And down here, these are all of the clamps that actually hold the wheelchairs down and in place during their fencing. So they're just kind of checking them out, making sure they work. You can see there's a couple over here that don't have the anti-slip gripping on them. So they're just being kept separate to keep them away from everything else. And there's a couple wheels from something that are being worked on. And this, let me see if I can get the entire angle. There we go. This is the entire USA Armory for the Louisville, Kentucky NAC. The saga of F4 continues. So we have opened up one of our additional pieces, and we are bringing it over to hopefully replace the one panel that is a true issue. So as you can see, the panels are already resplitting apart. Slid nicely to the side. So right now they are taking that extra piece and putting it back together. Alright, and now back to the armory to figure out what to do with this piece. Alright everyone, so it is just past 8 o'clock and we are officially completely done with the second full day of competition here in Louisville. So I am back in the hotel right now. I am going to take advantage of the shower and then head to bed. We are consistently waking up at 5:30 these days so that we can get to breakfast at 6 and then into the venue for 6:30 to turn on lights, set up our machines, everything else. So it's been some early mornings and I would like some sleep. So overall, things have been going really smoothly so far, knock on wood. Couple piece calls, couple, F4 continues to be an issue, but it has settled down by the end of the day. Found the actual problem part of the piece and swapped it out. And yeah, so I will sign off here and we will continue tomorrow. Alright everyone, we are here, start of Sunday. So we've just gone around, we've turned on all of the machines so that as soon as the refs and fencers get here, they're ready to go. Not expecting a huge lineup in the Armourer this morning. We had a lot of FAS and Saberists come through yesterday, and they're the ones that are starting this morning at 8 a.m. So now we're just going to see who we get. Alright, so I'm a little late to the party, but we are basically figuring out how to flatten out this little game. This was the one that was a full 90-degree taco. So first thing we did was to just step on the top of it and to kind of flatten it as much as we can just with body weight. So you can still see there's a fair bend in it, but it's a lot better. So now we are coming in with the mallet to readjust this metal band around the edge here so that this is reshaped as much as possible. Taking the screwdriver to get everything levered up into place. Alright, so checking in, it is just before 9 o'clock now, and we've already had a fair bit of excitement. So we had a strip call over to Peapod. They had some grounding issues. We found out that it was the floor cord, swapped that out, not an issue. Had another one that lost the bail on the reel. That's the clip that flips up to hold the body cord 3-prong end into the reel. Surprises of surprises, it was lying right next to the reel, but we brought over a spare one anyways. I could swap them out, not a problem. And just recently, we flattened down the taco that was a lid, and now it's lying flat again. It's missing a couple extra rivets, and the steel band around it is not quite as flat as it was earlier, but it works, and that's what we care about right now. So otherwise, as you can see, fencing is well underway. There's a few Canadians out on the floor that on occasion I'll go wander over and say hi to, see how they're doing. Otherwise, I'm going to hang out here, get me another cup of tea to keep me going, and yeah, we'll just wait for more people around. Alright everyone, so here we have a rather fun case. This is a lame that's been freshly stamped, and unfortunately, they put on just a little bit too much ink, so it is not actually conductive through those letters, which is very unfortunate because it means that this lovely brand new lame with this lovely brand new ink is not going to work. So what David over here is doing is just applying some gaffer's tape and really sticking it on well using the blunt end, repeat, the blunt end of a probe. So hopefully what this will do is pick up just enough of the ink molecules in order to, hold that up, David. There you go, you can see on the tape there, thank you very much, how much ink has come off. So he's just thinning it out enough. You can see, still really easy to read the name of the country, but it just makes it clear enough. And yes, now if we come over here, so that works now. And so you can see the color difference between the dark blue and the slightly lighter blue. And we're going to finish this off to make this completely work for him. See? Gaffer's tape is magic, everybody. This is why you should all have it in your households at all points in time. And Gaffer's tape saves the day once again. All right, everyone. It is Monday, and it is the final day of fencing. So we're going around getting everything turned on to work. And what we're doing to make our lives a bit easier is we find the box that actually has floor power, and then you just do this. Turns on not only these two, but also those two down there, and I can just continue on to the next pod.
All right, so this is one of the funny situations that we get in the Armory. Not only do we take care of fencing stuff, but we also try to assist in every other way we can. Here, the sole of a referee's shoe is falling off, so while hot glue gun is not the perfect solution for this, hopefully it will get them back on their feet and keep it going.
On another peace call, I promise everyone, before I get angry comments, I am doing these as well, but we have other people on call, so I can just show you this. We got a call that there's issues with grounding, so a couple of things that it could be. Either the ground wire has gotten damaged, or the piece has gotten separated. So we grab everything we need for both of those, and we take them both with us, get them fixed. This one does actually look like it is the ground wire. And that was competition. So as you can see, there's a fair bit of variety as to what we do. There is obviously the checks that we do, as well as strip calls. But strip calls can really vary as well, like anything from as easy as the bail on a reel has fallen off and it needs to be replaced, all the way to there are some structural issues with a panel on a piece that needs to be swapped out so it can keep functioning. And we deal with all of that. You also see that there's a lot of behind the scenes work at the Armory, fixing reels, fixing shoes sometimes. That's not a regular thing, but you know, we'll do it. Making floor cords, organizing everything to make sure we know where and things are and how much of everything we have, etc., etc. So lots going on at all points in time, and we do it just to keep things going. So I hope you're enjoying this vlog so far, and stay tuned for part 3.